All right. Well, hello to everybody in this amazing group. My name is Teresa Sanderson, and I'm super excited to have this chance to visit with you today. And, this is one of my favorite things to teach. So when I get tapped on the shoulder to teach something fun like how to grow your business when you work full time that is going to impact a lot of people, that's my zone. That's where I'm at. And that's definitely what I want to do. So as you pop in today, please feel free to say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you catch me on the replay, comment hashtag replay, because I do love to know that you stopped by. So this is a really fun presentation. Hopefully you're going to learn some things. You're going to get some insights about yourself and maybe some of your habits and routines and things like that. And hopefully you're going to come away feeling like, oh, I can really do this. This is all right. I can have a business and I can work full time and I can still do both. I can still start my business, even though I need this steady income right now to get things going. So thank you for being here. Here's the lay of the land. We're going to be together for 20-25 minutes, maybe at the most. And how this is going to go, I'm going to talk to you first about the challenges of growing a business when you work full time. You may be bumping up on a lot of these. And so I definitely want you to see and know that I've been there, done that. And there was no t-shirt, but I have been there and done that. Second, I'm going to let you know 3 reasons that you're not making progress when you really want to make progress. I'm going to share with you 3 strategies that you can use immediately to move your business forward. And lastly, I'm going to share with you a resource that I have for you that is just my simple 5-step guide to living your best weekend ever. So I will share that with you here at the very end. And so let's just get on with it. So first of all, who am I? My name is Teresa Sanderson. I'm an RN, certified case manager, been a nurse for 31 years. In that time, I've been blessed with some really awesome opportunities like starting and owning my own hospice and growing that hospice to $3 million in annual revenue with just a $6,000 investment. That's kind of my claim to fame. I'm also a nursing continuing education trainer and provider. And I help other nurses start continuing education businesses and other businesses as well. So thank you again for the opportunity to share some time with you today. So let's just dive right into this content. The challenge of growing your business when you work full time. Okay, so again, been there, done that. I know what it's like. The challenge, one of the biggest challenges is that you have limited time available, right? You have a very finite period of time that you can dedicate to your business. And some days I know that you're going, how is that even going to fit in today, right? And to be honest, that may be even most days how you feel, right? How in the world am I ever going to get that done today? But I'm going to teach you some specific strategies to get you beyond that. So you have other obligations, right? So it's really a challenge to grow a business when you work full time because you're not just an employee, you're not just a woman, you're probably or could be a wife, mother, aunt, sister, daughter, right? We have all these things, all these roles that we're in, and not to mention we have housework, we have laundry, we have cooking, we have cleaning, all of these things that, we just tend to take on as our own. And we may honestly have little help with a lot of those kind of things. So lastly, or a couple things, there's the stress of work and also fatigue. So even when you might have the best laid plan, sometimes just the mental grind of your day job can be enough to just kick you out of the arena for the day and get you going, I'll do this tomorrow. Okay. I know how that is. I know how it is. And those are real things. And fatigue, definitely. Now, here at the very end, I want you to understand this concept that you also are probably experiencing overwhelm from what I call competing priorities. You have multiple things that are all equally important, right? And don't we see that in our lives? Well, my child has a soccer game at 7:00, but I'm on call this evening at 7:00, and I haven't visited my parents in 2 weeks, and I really need to call my sister who called me 3 days ago. Do you see what I mean? All of these competing priorities, and they're all important, right? They're all very important and they weigh heavy on our hearts, but those are competing priorities. And then another thing that we can find overwhelm from is the sense of guilt. that comes to us because, dang, I haven't seen my parents in 2 weeks. Or darn it, my sister called 3 days ago and I didn't return that call. And, I missed Jimmy's soccer game last time. I can't miss it again. All of these things, right? This is real life. And these are the things that women entrepreneurs and nurse entrepreneurs encounter every single day. Another thing is that you may also have overwhelm. Maybe you find yourself at home in the evening on a day that wasn't so bad, but guess what? You don't have a clear and specific plan on what you can do in that time that you finally have available to move the needle forward on your business. And without a plan, what happens? Nothing. Nothing. Because you know what? You're probably going to sit down in that time and maybe start doing that brain dump again of all the things that you need to do for your business that you've already done before, but it's 2 weeks later, so maybe something's changed, so you're going to do it again. Been there, done that. And like I said, there was no t-shirt. So today is about getting you out of this kind of scene and moving you forward. So 3 reasons you're not making progress. I'm just going to narrow these down for you quickly. Number 1 is lack of focus. All right. Lack of focus. So what do I mean? I mean distractions. And I'm going to give you some tough love today. And I hope that that's okay. Because remember, I've been here and done that. And when we are not focused, everything falls by the wayside. So hear me clearly when I say distractions cannot exist without your permission. Are you with me? Distractions cannot exist without your permission. So what do I mean? Distractions from your children knocking on your door. Mom, hey, mom, whatever. And while that's important, if you have this time carved out for your business, then the family needs to know that, right? And be able to support you during that time. So think about, this is one of those things we're going to be thinking about strategies of moving beyond that. Your phone. If you are sitting in your office and doing your best to get some work done and you got your phone on and it's pinging with notifications, and maybe those are even your Facebook notifications, Instagram notifications, email notifications, and TikTok, who knows, whatever else you have going on, those are distractions. And if you don't know it, every time you get distracted from a ding on your cell phone, that is task switching. Say you were writing a document, that plan that you've already redone several times. Let's say you were writing that out again, okay? And then, your notification dings, bing, something's in your Facebook Messenger box. And you just say, well, I'm just going to check that real quick. When you go over here to check your Facebook Messenger, you leave your task behind and your brain takes 22 minutes to get into this new task. Okay, we're working with the same brain that the cavemen had all of those many years ago. Okay, our brain can still only handle, guess what, one task at a time. Multitasking is a myth. I encourage you to Google that. There are studies from Psychology Today, Harvard, all kinds of people. Our brains cannot do 2 cognitive functions at the same time. So when we leave our document behind to pick up our Facebook Messenger real quick, we lose 22 minutes when we go over here. And then when we get out of that message and come back over here, we lose another 22 minutes as our brain is going to take that amount of time to adapt. Here's another example of how that works. If you think about the old-fashioned, and maybe not too old-fashioned, assembly line work, what they find is people who've been working on an assembly line consistently in the same area. So say my position on the car radio assembly line is the volume knob. That's what I put on there. Okay. So when I'm doing that day in and day out, man, I am fast. When the guy beside me, my left and right, they've been in the same role for the last, 2 weeks or so. We are in the zone. We are cruising through, and those cars, radios are just being spit out from one side to the other. Okay. Now say my boss is going to switch me to being first on the line, and maybe I'm putting in, I don't know, some special digital widget on the radio. And while I have experience with it, I haven't done it in 2 weeks, right? So when we first start the assembly line, it's going to be 40 to 60% slower. Production will be 40 to 60% slower because our brains have to acclimate to the new tasks. So until everybody's acclimated to the new task, then the assembly line production will speed up to where it was before. Are you with me? So this is why it's really important not to do task switching. It's important to check your phone at the door, leave it downstairs. If you have something absolutely emergent, that you need to be available for, maybe you've got a child who's over at a friend's house, or you're supposed to pick somebody up at a certain time and you don't want to forget, leave your phone in another room, set the ring volume really loud on your alarm or on the phone itself so that you won't miss anything. But don't have it beside you because it's too distracting. There is actually, boy, I could get off the beaten path here, and I'm not going to do that for you. So onward and upward. Your phone is a distraction, social media, email, or other distractions. There are studies that have been shown that people are checking their emails sometimes 600 and 700 times a day. If we take that back to when I was growing up, that's like walking out to the mailbox and anything in there? Close it up. Nope. I'll come back in a bit, right? And then 2 minutes went by. I'm going to go back out there. Anything in there? Do you see what I mean? We didn't hear it buzz. We didn't hear it vibrate. It didn't ping, but we still check that email. So if you're working on a laptop or something, I want you to close down any tab that you do not need to have open for the purpose at hand. That's going to be one really good tip that you can use. So social media and email, these are time wasters, and they're definitely things that you can do when you have downtime, right? When you are not using time for your business. The next thing is the news. Why do I mention the news? Well, first of all, we're in a global pandemic, right? And then there's also some warring countries around. I mean, it seems like there's always that. There's the economy, there's gas prices, all of these things. But when we consume too much of the news, it puts our brain into fight or flight mode. So we're constantly worried about just the status quo. How am I going to keep a roof over our heads, food on the table? There's no room for creativity when you're in fight or flight, okay? If I was a deer and a lion was chasing me, I wouldn't be saying, I think I'd like to write that poem right now. Do you see what I'm saying? I think it's time for me to bolt. It's time for me to run. And so I really encourage you to be mindful of how much time you spend on the news and what's going on with the world. And trust me, I understand where the state of the world is. It's not that I'm totally tuned out from that. It's not that at all. It's that I don't choose to live in that fearful mindset all the time. And so I encourage you to take that sense of peace back for yourself and limit your intake of the news, because that's just going to be good for you. It's going to be good for your brain. It's going to be good for your creativity. All right. So the next reason number 2, is that you have no clear goals for what you want to accomplish for your business. You have no goals for the year, for the week, or for the day. All right. So, and when we have no goals and we have no plan, good luck. Good luck. That's like driving a car without a roadmap, right? I'm leaving here and I'm saying, hey, I live in rural Northeast Kansas. And so I might say, well, hey, I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to head to, where would I like to go? How about I go to Charleston? How about I go to Charleston? And so I get in my car and I'm heading over to Charleston, but I'm not going to take a map with me, no GPS, no nothing. I'm just going to get in my car and head there. What are the odds that I'm going to arrive in Charleston if I just pick up in my car with no map or GPS? Do you see what I'm saying? How will I ever get to my destination, where I want to go, when I have nothing to guide me to get there? That's what goals are. Goals are saying, I'm going to start my business today and I'll have 10 paying customers by the end of next month. See what I'm saying? That is a clear goal. That is a clear goal. So we need those goals. And then you know what happens in the middle? You've got the start, you've got the goal. Here's where the plan is. The plan is like the map, so you can get to your destination. All right. So if you don't have any goals, you're already way shot in the foot. But then the last one is number 3. The other biggest reason that you can't make any progress is that you don't plan. You don't have a plan for success. And so a lot of people, just show up and for their business, and here I am, I've got this hour and a half. Wow, what precious time, right? An hour and a half to be able to work on your business. But when you just show up and you don't have a plan, you're going to feel exasperated, you're going to feel overwhelmed, and like there's no way you could ever succeed, because starting a business is like eating that elephant. We've all heard that story, right? About how do you eat an elephant? You eat it one bite at a time. If you haven't even found your elephant, I mean, good luck. Good luck, because we need to know, where are we going to start on the elephant? Are we starting with the toes? Are we starting on the cheek? Or, where are we going to start eating that elephant? And so when we don't have that plan, good luck, because it's probably not going to happen for you. But here's the thing that I want you to hear about this. Here's the sweet part, the nurturing part of me, is that it's not your fault. Okay. The fact that you don't know how to really set goals and how to manage your time and do good, solid planning is that nobody ever taught us how to do it. Nobody taught me how to do it. Nobody taught you how to do it. And while I'm teaching this today, I'm going to share with you. And if you're with me this far, drop it in the comments. Here's my confession. What did you learn about me? You learned that I have been late for a very expensive time management class. Boom. That is my confession. It was a Franklin Covey class. I will never forget it. Both my husband and I probably paid about $500 for each back in the day to get there. And oh, the applause that roared when we stepped in about 25 minutes late. Oh, yeah, that is how bad I needed to learn time management. So I've been there, done that. But again, nobody taught us how to do this. And even coming away from that Franklin Covey class that day, I learned some things, but they didn't stick. Okay. So what I've done over the last several years is invest thousands of dollars learning time management and just creating my own process of what works for me by taking the best of what people like Darren Hardy, Michael Hyatt, and Mark Joyner had to offer. And I've created my own system that works for me. And that's a lot of what I'm sharing with you today. So, but because you work full time, here's the thing, you absolutely must have a plan for each day if you want to move your business forward. Otherwise, you're going to get there and you're either going to redo your brain dump that you've already done, right? We've talked about that. Or you're just really not going to know what to do. And you're going to wonder. Here's the thing. There's nothing bad about just coming in and getting started necessarily. But the idea is, are you doing the best thing you could be doing with that time? That's the thing. And when you're done spending that hour after you've already worked an 8-hour day, don't you want to come away feeling like, I did the next right thing, man? This is cool. My business is going to move forward because of the time I spent tonight. And I know exactly what I'll do the next time I have a free minute. Do you see what I'm saying? That is the difference. So without a plan, here's the bottom line, expect more of the same. A lot of people tell me, Teresa, planning's just not for me. I don't want to do it. It's boring. I just want to jump in and get to work. And my answer is, how has that been working for you? Okay. If you're a multimillionaire and that's been your strategy, then hats off, more power to you. Don't worry about planning. What you're doing is working. Okay. It works for you. But if you're like the other 99.99999% of us, you need to plan and you need to set goals and you need to have a yearly plan. You need to have a weekly plan and you need to have a daily plan. And that's like your compass. You've got your compass, you've got your map. You're ready to make the journey, man. When you set all this stuff up, you are ready. So how can you be successful even when you only have small amounts of time? Because isn't that the biggest thing, right? I've only got 20 minutes. Okay. I've only got 20 minutes. Well, this just means an ordinary day-to-day mindset is not going to work for you. Okay. Of having this, if I get lucky today, I'll do something for my business. Scratch it. That is not going to work. You need to decide. Okay. And this goes back to, what do you want for your business at the end of a year? What do you want for that at the end of a year? What would you like to see your business have attained? And then you need to break that down into smaller chunks to where it even becomes a weekly chunk. And what are the 3 things I can get done this week that are going to push me toward my yearly goal? Push my business, push me toward my yearly goal. And then as you have those 3 things that you're going to focus on during the week, then what 3 simple tasks can you do that are going to help you achieve those 3 tasks for the week in the time that you have? Do you see what I'm saying? This requires laser focus. I want you thinking like interventional radiology, where, to get those injections into the back and places like that, the radiologist needs to use X-ray to be able to guide that needle exactly where he wants it to go, or the brain surgeon who uses a very highly powered lens to visualize where he's going in the brain to be sure and get the right spots. Do you see what I'm saying? That is the kind of focus it's going to take to move your business forward when you work full time. But I'll tell you, it's fun. It can actually be a lot of fun. And I've done some of my best live videos when I was on a 15-minute coffee break or a 15-minute morning break at my employer, just taking a walk for my health, holding my phone out and doing a video for my people. All right, you can do it. And you know what? Your story inspires somebody. People are waiting for your message. They're waiting for you. They just need you to show up. My question is, how long will you make them wait? How long will you make them wait? Okay. So you need to have a clear vision. You need to have clear goals, and you need to have a clear plan. We've gone over that, right? I'm not going to beat that horse anymore. So tips for better focus. Let's get into some meat here. Tips for better focus. Eliminate your distractions. Remember, distractions cannot exist without what? Without your permission. So eliminate those. Check your phone at the door, put it in another bedroom or place in the house with the ringer on high, so that if somebody needs you for that $1 million deal, you won't miss it. Okay. You'll be able to tend to it. Turn off your social media when you're at work. Tune out things like housework and children. Find care for them if you can find care for the kids, or if your hubby's at home, whatever you can do with the kiddos, or even having an older child watch younger children if that's possible, but just try to figure it out. And there's also a lot of women entrepreneurs and nurse entrepreneurs who work on their business, maybe even when the kids are not awake. So maybe it's after bedtime that you're going to spend a little time on your business, or even before the kids get up in the morning. Now, if you're not a morning person, that's probably going, oh my God, I could do that. So do the one that works for you. Do the one that works for you. Also get creative with your lunch hour at work, because that's a cool time too. Distractions can't exist without your permission. Do not multitask. If you've got 30 minutes or 20 minutes to devote to your business, list what you're going to do in task format. Okay, 1, 2, 3. These are the things I hope to get done today. And start with the first one. When you finish the first one, scratch it off and move to the next one. You finish the next one, scratch it off and move to the next one. Don't be working on all 3 at the same time. It's not going to work for you. You will be so much more productive when you single task. All right, when you single task, and the quality of your work will be higher. You are less prone to errors when you are single tasking. Only open the browsers, tools, and things that you need to do your complex tasks. Shut everything else down. This is your time. Okay. And this is where, when I'm asking you to eliminate distractions and do these things, how important is your business to you? Okay. Your success is important to me. Your success is important to me, but how important is your business to you? Are you willing? Are you willing to derail your distractions? Are you willing to get rid of that stuff? Set clear goals. This is the next thing you can do. So think about the year and where you want your life and your business to be 12 months from now. And this is a cool thing that you can actually do anytime, but it's so wonderful to do it. And think about it, because then you can reverse engineer the activities that you need to be doing during the year to get you to that point. Then it becomes, oh, I need to meet with this many people this many times, to get to that result. And so it becomes really easy for you to get there. So you need a yearly plan for each week. There's a Sunday planning that I do that I will not miss. And then have a daily plan. You should identify every week. You need a weekly big 3. What are the big 3 tasks that come heck or high water you're going to get done? And what are your daily vital 3, the daily vital 3 tasks that will get done that day? Because it's not about, do I feel like it or not? At this point, when you set up this plan, it's about, I'm doing it. I'm getting it done. You see what I'm saying? So, and another thing to keep in mind, when you set up your daily vital 3 and you're working that day, your job is one of those vital 3. Okay, because we can't rock that boat, can we? You wouldn't be there if you didn't need to be. So consider your 8-hour workday, or whatever amount your workday is. That is number 1 on your daily vital 3 tasks. Give yourself credit for what you're already doing. Okay, now create a clear plan. Planning is the vehicle, remember, that gets you to your goals. All right. If I'm here and I want to go to Charleston and I don't have a car, I'm not getting to Charleston, right? Well, I could go by plane, but you know what I'm saying. If I don't have a car or plane, I'm not getting there. I need the vehicle of planning to get me there. So that's really important for you to understand that. Planning sets the stage for success. It allows you to be thoughtful about how you will spend your time. And think about that word spend. We talk about spending time, and that truly is what we do with it. We never, ever get it back. Okay. The amount of time you spent watching me today is time you will never get back. So all I can hope is that this has been inspiring and encouraging and uplifting for you, and it's going to help you and pave the way for your success, because we will not get this time back. That's a really tough thing. So how do you want to spend it? Planning makes you a lot more mindful about what you're going to do. Planning is goal-centered, and planning promotes balance and restoration. Okay, who in this world as a nurse does not need more balance in their life? Very few people, right? Very few people in our profession don't need more balance in their lives. So why people don't plan? Some people say, hey, it takes too much time. I'd rather just get to work. Well, you know how I feel about that. How's that going for you? Every time I plan, something goes haywire. Ever been that way? The neat thing about planning is that if I've got my daily vital three in front of me, those daily vital three tasks, life can turn to total chaos. And when the chaos is resolved, I can come back here and say, what was I trying to get done today? I've got it there. Do you see what I'm saying? How easy that is. Your plan can rescue you. And so, maybe in that chaos day, you've gone from having, an hour to work on your business to 10 minutes, but you've got things laid out in front of you that you can just get right on it and get something done and still feel like, man, what a day. Everything was nuts, but I still did this for my business. Yay. That is fantastic. So let's see. How does all this sound to you? I guess that's my question. Is it, it's probably time to change your mindset about planning if you've been somebody who didn't enjoy planning and all of that kind of thing. But anyway, my goal is that you will make progress every single day on your business through what you've learned. And I actually have a really cool training called 5 Days to Live Your Best Weekend Ever. And I'm going to drop a link to that. It's actually a free training in my Facebook group. So I'll drop a link to that here. And if you want to hop in on that, it's fantastic. If you're one of those people who says, man, when the weekend's over, when people ask you, hey, how was your weekend? And you say, too short, this is for you. If you feel like all you do is 48 hours straight of housework on the weekends, this is for you. If you feel like you're doing all the running around for everybody else on the weekend and you have not even a minute of me time, this is for you, and I'm going to gift it to you. So I hope you've enjoyed this today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to connect with you again soon. Bye for now.